Heyoo, heyoo. Howdy, folks. Howdy, folks, for this end of the work week casual stream. And this week has been interesting. It has been under the water and tornadoes and court cases and everything in between. But this is a casual stream where I have a few subjects I want to talk about. And then also I have guests that are coming on. And of course, you in the chat, you also are involved in this casual Friday. If I see something interesting that you are discussing, I might just join in on that and say, okay, that sounds fun. Let's talk about that. And yeah, as you might have noticed, I have a new plant here. And I chose this because this is a Thai chili. And, or to be, it's supposed to be a Thai chili. If you can see, it already has a fruit. But that doesn't behave like a Thai chili fruit. As you can might see here, it had that buckled end and a bit wonky, and that's not the normal for this. So I might have a hybrid, and a hybrid in chili means that two chilies were a bit too close. And when I took the seeds out, the plant from that seed had the genetics from both kind of chilies. So I'm not entirely sure what that will be, what the result will be. Hi JG, my favorite cat Niklas. Okay, thank you. Thank Drunk Me, or me for getting it. A misbehaved Thai. Normally that costs extra. Oh, but everybody welcome. I see Wendy is here. Gigi was here. Cindy Lowhout, Wim, and a bunch of other people are here. And Salvador is speaking in the chat. But let's say hi to him instead. Say hello.
Hey.
Good talk. Hi.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah.
There you go.
How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Off work.
Yeah. End of the work week, Friday
Yes.
for you. Friday has been over for me for quite a while, but now I don't really remember. Do you live in tornado country?
No, I live in Arizona, so we almost never get tornadoes.
Almost never. Yeah.
Yeah, like twice.
Yeah. So you live a bit northwest then?
Like
Of
Phoenix. It's like central Arizona.
central. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. And because there's been a lot of in the so-called tornado alley that has been going on this last week, and it's really, really bad. And yeah, it's one of these things for me as Swedish. We do have our occasional, but we don't call them tornadoes because it really don't have the wind speed for it. But
Sure.
it's whirlwinds.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
mm,
we
so
have dust
sometimes,
devils.
yeah, dust and the water whirlwinds
Yeah.
we get here over the water, but very rarely something that causes any damage. Indigo Luna was in the tornado. Oh, that's welcome to Texas, and we get them around Christmas. Yeah, Texas is notoriously for. Yeah, it's the start of the tornado alley, I believe it's called. Uh, I'm watching one of these storm chasers or tornado chasers, Pico Hank.
Okay.
Uh, really like that guy because he has his van,
Mhm.
but he is really, really careful. So
That's
he
good. You have to
reached
be.
the tornadoes, and then he, after the tornado runs through, he goes in to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I believe that is. But this is one of these things that, when you have the tornado alley, why do people still live there?
I don't know. My brother lives in a trailer in Iowa there, so
Oh, easy to pick up and move,
yeah,
either by yourself or by tornado force.
yeah. They have to go to the gas station because they don't have a basement, a shelter in
Oh,
place.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I don't have a cellar or basement, whatever you call it, but I do have a really good place inside the barn. But then again, we don't get tornadoes.
Yeah.
What's there? Is that a Swiss watch collection behind it? Not really. Well, two of them are. I have this one. It's a Pioneer, and then I have, which is Swiss. Then I have this one, which I really, really can't see the name of, but it's Swiss works at least. This is when I have to wear a black suit. So this watch fits with a black suit. The Pioneer is when I'm around people I have to impress. And then I have this one. It's a Ferrari knockoff. And I wear that when I'm not close enough for people to discover it's a knockoff.
There you go.
Yeah, and then I have my party watch.
Nice.
So that's what I have up there. I do like watches, but I only wear them out of necessity. If I know I'm going to places where I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Wendy lives in California, so she only gets earthquakes. Well,
I left there when I was 3, so and like 6 months later they had a huge earthquake.
Oh yeah. also one of these things. It's the San Francisco area is one of the most populated in America,
Yeah.
and at more or less any point in time, it can go into the ocean.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of risk taking, which I understand if you have it in you as a risk taker, but if you're a normal human being,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not exactly sure what, but Tornado Alley is also a lot of farmers, so I understand why all the farms are there. But then you have all these major cities in there, which I really don't understand.
Yeah.
And
They have insurance, I guess, but
yeah, but
still, everything is destroyed.
everything, when everything is destroyed and a family member is gone, but it doesn't really matter how much insurance you get out of it. And if you get a high insurance, then all of a sudden you have more relatives than you expected to have.
Yeah.
Oh, kitten.
Abu, stop scratching. Thank you.
Yeah, my asshole cat is outside, so somewhere. So yeah. No, because I saw that in Texas. Let's see here if we can get it up here. Let's done. There. Let's see if we can show a bit of it, at least from the Weather Channel. I don't know if they are notorious about it, but we will see.
Jeez.
Yeah, and just seeing everything leveled out at that way, and because here in Sweden is a very bureaucratic country. We have our buildings, unless it's historical building, we have to build according to is in a certain way, even
Sure.
when it comes to, because we don't have earthquakes here, we have earth shakes. We haven't had an earthquake above 5.0 in about 10,000 years.
Really?
So and so it's in geological history, and that was the last ice age and stuff. But we still have to build accordingly for up to 5.0.
Wow.
And when I see these cities leveled, I just get, is it because people don't want to be regulated? It's easier to build back up if you just have a strong basement, but you don't care about the house. I don't know.
There are regulations in a lot of states, or I guess all of them, for housing. I know Florida, you have to build it a certain way to withstand a hurricane. I don't know how you can really protect against a tornado, though.
That's true. I've seen a few of from, I think it's Discovery Channel, how to build, and in theory it's possible, but then a tiny house would cost $1 million to build.
Yeah.
That much. You pay a fortune for insurance. I can imagine. And regulations in California, for earthquakes after the, what was it, early 90s?
95 Northridge.
Was it 95?
94, I think, because it was 6 months after I moved to Arizona. We just escaped it.
Mm. And Cindy is talking about
Wow.
a really huge tornado back in '74 in Ohio. 6 years old. Our house was destroyed. We were lucky to survive. We all huddled in the hallway. My dad on top of two of us, and my mom on top of the other. The hallway was the only thing left of the house, pretty much. The hallway was like a TP over us. Both walls caved in just right to protect us.
Wow.
You had someone on your side that day.
Yeah.
You definitely.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So it's still going on in Texas, Indigo Luna, getting alerts about lighting nearby. Yeah. Now, what we do have here or get here sometimes are the severe thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And those can get really, really nasty.
Oh, yeah.
And more or less, it's in and out in an hour, but the rain is so heavy it washes the topsoil off right off. So then you have to more or less start all over again
Wow.
on the farm and more or less build the soil back up.
Wow.
It's horrible.
How often does that happen?
I want to say maybe every 10, 15 years.
Okay.
Let's see. We had
Northridge is what it was. Yeah.
Hmm.
Blue Abalone.
Let's see here. We had a storm called Gudrun, who was upgraded to a cyclone.
Wow.
That was in 2005, so it's almost 20 years ago.
Okay.
And let's see if I... Yeah, let's
Hey, Donna.
show that one. Here are some pictures from...
Jeez.
I mean, everything around that house just leveled.
From the rain?
From that thunderstorm, from that
Okay.
cyclone. And it took away almost 10 years of lumber in one go.
Wow.
So many of the forest farmers went
Okay.
bankrupt, and we had a few of those self-endings as well, because since it was so severe, insurance didn't pay out.
Because it was too severe?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the act of God clause.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. And 100-year-old forest just leveled.
Jeez.
Mm.
I mean, we have some bad storms in Arizona where next day trees will be all ripped out and fallen, but nowhere near like that.
Mm. Yeah. No, it was not fun.
God.
I mean, that's just knocked the tree, broke the trees right off.
Wow.
Mm. Here is when it hit.
Is that like a hurricane?
Yeah, not exactly a hurricane. This when you get the really severe hurricanes in the States,
Yeah.
a few months later, it reaches us, and sometimes it's still powered up when it reaches us. So
Really?
this one was upgraded to a cyclone.
Wow.
So a cyclone is like, let's see here what they say. It was actually all the way up to hurricane strength when it reached us. It was still hurricane strength, but I can't see exactly where. So this was in January of 2005. So should have been one of the hurricanes that came in late that year in the United States, like October or something. And it just went over Ireland and let's see here. Let's see here. Well, yeah, so we do get those here on occasions. Luckily, they're not.
Yeah.
They're few and far apart.
Okay.
So we do get them there, and so it ruined most of the forest industry for more or less the next 10 years.
Sure.
But here, rain, so much rain, and it took, because we down in my part of the country, we have the best soil in Sweden, or more or less the best soil in Northern Europe.
Wow.
We have, it's a grade from 1 to 10, where 10 is the best, and we had a lot of grade 10 soil.
Okay.
Very thick and productive soil. But after that storm more or less took away 50% of the grade 10
Wow.
soil.
How do you rebuild it?
Yeah, we can do it with cattle farming. Let the cows just go out, eat and crap.
Okay.
And then it will slowly rebuild. But it will take some time, because once the topsoil is gone, it takes decades to get it back. I'm very lucky. My area here is very lucky, because we are a grade 9, so it wasn't that severe from grade 10 to grade 9. So it wasn't that severe, but yeah. But okay, now that we have depressed everybody about storms and hurricanes,
Yes.
let's talk about something more fun. I thought, I've been drinking beer most of the day, and so I thought I would show one of my favorite beer snacks. This is beerwurst. Yeah, beerwurst. This is called a hot amigo, because sometimes we get a bit racist here when we name things. So
how do you? Is that in plastic?
Yeah, so it's a beerwurst.
Okay.
The packet 1 and 1. So let's see here. So you take just my favorite. Take a piece of that. Then you add 2 spicy nuts.
Okay.
You just put it in your mouth.
Yum.
Is that a beef stick? Yeah.
Okay.
The beer sausage is called, and this is supposed to be the hottest there is. It isn't. It isn't.
Rarely is.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Now, the other subject is that damn submarine.
Yeah.
What's your honest opinion about that submarine story?
It imploded shortly after it went down. CEO was an idiot and sacrificed. I mean, basically, was incompetent and negligent and caused the whole thing. What about you?
Yeah, I keep thinking about these billionaires and hundreds and hundreds of millions, and I get it. People get bored. They want to do anything to get a high, so to speak. Let's go watch the Titanic in this tin can. But if you have that amount of cash laying around, and you have family at home, and you still go into this tin can just to watch the freaking Titanic.
And the one guy brought his 18-year-old kid with him.
Yeah, I
The kid
heard
was
that.
terrified.
Yeah, I know. He went with him because Father's Day, and and that kind of. And I understand people get bored; they sometimes do
Yeah.
stupid things. But if you have a family, if you have kids, these people had hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of employees in their companies.
Yeah.
And the aftermath of this is going, probably the stock will plummet. People will lose their job. And at that point, I don't feel the only person in that submarine I actually feel sympathy for is the kid.
Yeah.
The other four, I couldn't care less. Honestly, I could not. I will shed no tears for those four people: the CEO and the
Maybe
mul-
the driver.
yeah, the kid.
The kid and the driver, maybe.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was the CEO who was the driver, but there was a
I
driver.
don't know.
Was well, if it was a driver as well, then the kid and the driver.
Yeah.
But just I see that 250K. Just think of the quality of blow and ladies of the night.
Well, the stepson has a lot of money now. You see that? Stepson was hitting on OnlyFans models.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I also one of I think it was the billionaire's kid who went out partying in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting to see when he gets all the cash from dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, how fast 5 years, then it's broke.
Probably.
But this is the thing. If you have a family, if you have employees, and you have apparently too much money,
Yeah.
why do you, for just the family thing, why these people care so little about their family? I don't get it. I understand if you personally want to take that risk.
Yeah. And you don't have family, okay.
Yeah. But as soon as you have kids, that's out the window.
Yeah.
I mean, find something else. Don't walk into a tin can. Go, I don't know, rock climbing.
Yeah.
Even if you fall, you will fall, you will hurt yourself, but chances are you can survive.
Yeah.
Build an airplane. I don't know. But at least do something where at least is a chance if something goes wrong, you will survive. You have at least the tiniest chance of survival. If you walk into an experimental submarine, there's no way out.
No.
If it goes wrong, you're dead.
Yeah. They literally bolt you in like 19, 17 screws with a torque wrench, and you go in, and then some guy at the company just does all the bolts to seal you in. Probably like Harbor Freight torque wrench.
And talking about a man and inside a boat. Hi.
How you doing?
Oh.
Hey, how we doing?
Speaking of men in their boats.
Yeah.
This has been a day on the boat. Apparently, I was on Laid Back News, and as we were finishing up the stream, I hear the guys lifting the boat and starting to move it. So that was fun because we were putting it in the water today.
Oh, so you're in the water?
I'm in the water now. Yep. If I move around, it rocks.
Mm.
So,
But that looks like a 40-footer.
35,
Okay,
36 if you want to count the bowsprit, something like that.
Don't you count the water level?
At the water level, we count the overall, but there is a water line length, which I don't know what it is, but the name of the boat is a 35, because that's the, but it's not actually 35, which is weird.
But you tell people it's a 38 or 39.
Yeah, well, so technically the hull I think is 35, but then you have the bowsprit at the front, and then you have the water line, which is less than the hull's total length. And yeah. So anyways,
but is it a sailboat or a motor?
Oh, sail, only sail. You see all
Only
the
sail.
lines here. It's a cruise.
Yeah.
It's a sailboat.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I first thought, oh, that's some ugly-looking drapes, but yeah, lines. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are for my travelers. I've got to get it all rigged yet. It's been with the streaming thing. It kind of like took my time away from getting the boat ready this season. So
Okay. So do you take tourists on, or is it just for your own pleasure?
just my own pleasure.
Yeah.
Do you go fishing or?
No, sometimes, but mainly we go sailing. We'll sail around, and we'll take trips on it wherever. Go down to Ohio sometimes, and and we'll anchor out and go swimming in the lake and do whatever.
You can boat to Ohio?
I can boat to you. I don't know where you're at. No, but I could boat to Nicholas.
Oh,
we talked about it. Yeah, I can get all the way out through the St. Lawrence Seaway and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a channel. I saw it's a channel called. Oh, what's it called? Aquaholic.
Okay.
Yeah. So and he described one of these travels. Or was it someone else? Never mind. How he went from more or less Nova Scotia through to the Great Lakes and all the way down to almost Midwest.
Wow.
Yeah, you can. So there's some people that I know that I grew up with at a club. They retired and they do what's called the loop. So they go south down through the Ohio and the Mississippi River out to the Gulf of Mexico, down around Florida, back up the coast, sailing through St. Lawrence Seaway there by Nova Scotia, and then end up back in the lakes. And they do the loop every couple of years.
Ah,
interesting.
Yeah. So we've dug canals and all that stuff. Tweety, my boat currently has a jib, the forward sail, the main sail, and then we have a spinnaker, a couple of spinnakers actually. So we have 4 sails. You fly 2 at a time.
No engine?
Oh yeah, there's a diesel.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets you in and out of the harbor. I'm actually, so if this works, this whole YouTube thing works, I have another channel that's prepared to go because I'm building another boat. So
okay.
yeah.
Are you filming while you are building?
Yep. Yeah, I've been filming quite a bit. I started off with, my plan was to build a 25-foot flat bottom skiff sailboat, and then my wife said, oh hey, when you're done building we could live on it for a while because the kids will be graduated and whatever. And I said okay, but I'm not living in a 25-footer. So I scrapped all that and I started, which was the 25 was supposed to be like the test, and then I was building the 48-foot schooner. And so I said, all right, well, we'll scrap the 25-footer. I'll just start building the schooner. So I've got my wood ordered with the Amish. I've got all my plans, and we're good to go.
Wait, wood? So what, do you like seal it or?
It's going to be candy coated, I call it. So it's traditional plank on frame construction, but then I'm wrapping it with 2 layers of fiberglass because it's in the Great Lakes primarily. It's freshwater. It's got to get pulled out every winter. So I don't want to hassle with the drawbacks that it is. So it's going to be traditionally built, but then candy coated.
Really? Okay.
Huh. Yeah, I've been on sailboats a few times, but I'm a motor yacht kind of guy. I don't want to work too much.
I feel like you're one or the other. You're not really both. An individual has to be like one or the other.
I can be a passenger on a sailboat, but all that work, no, that's not for me. Up in with the summer cottage, we do have a small outboarder. It's 13 or 14 feet, so that's nothing. That's just to get out to get some fishing. But the family has been looking for, it's a 28-footer. What's it called? Whatever it's called, but does have some cover, because this one we have now, it's more or less, it's a rowboat with an engine.
Okay.
And if you want to go a bit further, that's not an option. So a 28-footer or something like that. Just 3 or 4 of us just can go, because from the summer cottage we can get almost, well, if you can get past the water power plant, there is a way. There are ways to just drive around it. we can actually go all the way down to Gothenburg Harbor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And
Very
that's
cool.
a 4 to 5 week of just.
I really want to do the canal system in Sweden. I think that would be
Yeah.
amazing. You can get on a cruise ship, you get off every night, you go into like a
Yeah.
hotel or an inn or something, and
Mm.
you go all the way across. That would be a lot of fun.
Mm.
I see a lot of questions about my boat. Maybe you guys can bring it up.
Well, Tweety said, is it carbon fiber composite material?
The
Titanic sub.
Oh, I get it now. I get it.
My favorite boat is the ferry between Helsingborg. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I've been on that one.
It's perfect. You just go back and forth. It takes 35 minutes between, and you just go back and forth for a couple of hours. You can eat and drink.
Are we gonna do that in January when I'm there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so. I'm trying to see. Sorry, which dates are the buffet dates?
Oh, okay.
Where you actually can eat for a while.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, figure that out. I'll plan the rest of my trip around that ferry trip with you.
Okay, Gigi. Stay safe. Storm. If your storm is there, stay safe. Everything. Yeah.
We will see you again.
Yeah. I see you soon.
Be safe.
Be safe.
PS3 or PS4 steering.
There's so many questions about my boat. Maybe I'll do just a boat only stream because I haven't really told people about my boat.
Only boats.
Boat, and so many people have questions. I'll do an only boat stream.
Let's see here if I can.
Bye, Aaron.
Bring that up a bit. This is what it looks like in the Göta Canal in Sweden. So it's, yeah.
I was going to say, I have my wife's friend is coming over Tuesday, and she's bringing me the movie, so we could finally stream that together.
Yeah. And this is the canal system, more or less, where you can go from one side of Sweden to the other, but also, yeah. And up here is Klarälven, where you can go north up to where the family cottage is. So north of there. So more or less I can go all the way down here, then just coast down, and then Göta Canal. And it's a 4 to 5 week just enjoyment. Yeah. But I'm a motorboat kind of guy. And I know I wouldn't mind a sailboat, but if I won a sailboat, I would sell it to get a motor yacht. That's more or less because I don't enjoy the work. But I've been looking at, there are now developed completely solar powered motor yachts.
Yeah, there are,
Yeah.
and actually, so the motor that I'm putting in, the one I'm building, is battery and electric, completely electric, and so that's what I'm gonna have in there instead of the noisy diesel. Because the best thing about sailing, I don't know if you've ever been sailing, but once you get the sails up and everything is trimmed, it's so calm and peaceful. You don't have the noise, just the water rushing by the boat. Or even if you're racing and you're going fast, it's fast for a sailboat. It's very peaceful out there. And
wait, you're building the engine?
I'm not building the engine. It's there's a couple of companies that are going to be supplying me the engine and the batteries and all that.
Okay,
but that's a ways down the road.
Sure.
First, I actually have to get something to put the engine in. So I got to build that first.
First step.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's a silent yacht, it's called. Now, this is way out of my price range, way out. But they do have a smaller model. I believe this is a 65-footer. They have a 43-footer as well. And I believe they are just under $1 million.
Wow.
Brand new.
There's a there's a family. I think they're an American family that have been
Mm.
cruising around in a catamaran. Although it's a sail catamaran, they
Mm.
do have an electric engine or motor,
Mm.
and they have a lot of solar power
Yeah.
stuff like that. And they were out between Korea and Australia when COVID hit, and they couldn't land anywhere. And they had a hell of a time. They film it. They're YouTubers
Mm.
as well. And then they were trying to get into Australia, and that was a fiasco. But they have a boat very similar to that, except it has a mast as well.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of have a recollection of watching one of those films.
Well, if you're in the middle of nowhere for weeks, you wouldn't have COVID by the time you get there.
Well, that was the argument that they made. They're like, we've been out in the middle of nowhere. We obviously don't have it, you know?
Yeah.
Do we really need to quarantine for 2 weeks? We literally been quarantining for 2 months. But
Yeah.
okay, you know, that was the big argument that they had.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if I win the lottery tomorrow, that 65-footer, you can get it with a hydroelectric motor. Now, you still have a diesel, just in case power walks, 4 weeks with extreme cloud. So
Yeah.
there is a diesel generator on board, just so you can get yourself to the next harbor. But other than that, I believe the Silent Yacht had gone cross Atlantic with no stop. They just powered on at around 6 to 7 knots. So it wasn't a fast run, but they got there by solar power alone. Never used the diesel generator once. And there is enough solar power to run the freshwater system,
Hey, American dreamer.
to run everything. And it's so I'm really, really curious about that. But then again, I'm not if I had $1 million, I would build more houses on my farm and rent them out just to get a better
It's like Valhalla and Joe are like, you got to move out of Michigan. No, it's the water. It's the water is why I'm here.
Yeah.
The state can crumble around me and I'll just sail off.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can't really do that. But then again, if everything goes to complete shambles, I know how to grow stuff. But then again, many people know that. So then I have the risk of, oh, he has food, and everybody will show up here. But yeah, so that's the risk of knowing stuff, that a lot of people who don't know stuff show up.
Yeah.
See that rent it to your family?
Yeah, I rent everything out to family. There's some evidence of Australia and the moon landing. Yes, there are some evidence. I agree.
No, I haven't seen it yet. When I lay eyes on it, then I'll believe it.
Yeah, but you won't sail there in a 35-footer. Well, you can, but I think you would prefer.
There's a guy who he's an American, sailed over to Swedeland and all those other places. I saw him last sailing through Stockholm, trying to like those little canals and stuff around the islands. You could do it. You could do it. It's I'd love to. I would absolutely sail across in a heartbeat, but my wife, I don't know if she would.
Okay.
I went in this boat though. This boat's too old and not well maintained enough. I bought it third hand and it needs some work.
That is the description of every boat. If you have if you want $5 million, you start with 10 and you buy a horse and a sailboat.
Well, and so the joke is that a boat is literally a hole in the water you throw money into.
Yeah. Yeah. Not even the biggest yachts that you have to pay $250,000 or even $500,000 for a week's vacation. Even with that, the cost of running them are too high. I know that it's a Swedish billionaire who bought one of the more famous mega yachts, the Octopus. He bought a couple of years ago. He is losing just around $25 million a year, just owning it.
You know the phrase, I don't know if you know it, but I'm sure a lot of the listeners know the phrase, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. When someone asks you how much it is, that actually comes from what's his name? He's a steel mogul in the United States. But the person who was asking him about how much it was a reporter that was on his yacht. And he said, how much does it cost you to keep this yacht maintained? And the response was, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. It's all about boats. That whole phrase. They're money pits. They really are.
But then again, one of the reasons I want a bit of a bigger boat up there up north is there's nowhere else I sleep better than on a boat.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, I have my... Yeah, go on.
Oh, no. I was just saying that's where I sleep right up there in the V-berth. Oh, it's so calming.
Yeah. And, I mean, I have... since I was a kid, I sleep in stints of 3 to 4 hours. And then I sleep 3 to 4 hours, work, get home, sleep 3 to 4 hours, continue to work, sleep 3 or 4 hours. So that, but if I'm on a boat, people have to wake me up. I can go 10, 12 hours. It's amazing.
It's like being rocked to sleep and you just don't want to get up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Carnegie. Yeah, it was Carnegie. That's who it was. Tweeting U.S. News got it. Carnegie. So yeah, he was talking about his boat to a reporter who was asking how much it was to maintain his yacht.
Okay. Are you comfortable with telling what the boat's name is?
Oh, Ohana.
Ohana. Okay.
Ohana. It means family.
Okay.
And in Hawaiian or whatever.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know what the discussion was led to that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Tweety tried to do something. Hang on, I gotta jump off real quick. I'll be right back.
Yep. Yeah, no worries. And it was just me. Let's see if I can find some footage or this is a 50-second, I think. Where is it? Where did it go? There, maybe. Let's see if this is in Swedish. So. Okay. I got pinged. Okay. Apparently that song is copyrighted. Oh well, stuff happens. But Göta Canal is this waterway between Lake Vänern and.
Wait, they tell you if you're playing copyrighted material?
My email pings.
Okay.
So yeah, let's see here. Where did it go? There. Let's see here. Yeah, so Göta Kanal is from Trollhättan to Gothenburg. So that was the footage from.
Okay.
And and they have this sluice leveling system. So in with the boat, closes around you, then the pumping water or drain water, just so you can go on. The chat is talking about whales, and not the British whales, but killer whales.
Okay.
Yeah, and yes, orcas aren't whales. It's like that British guy who went to Cardiff, went into a bar,
Mhm.
and then he. No, I forgot the joke.
It happens to me.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't go visit the Titanic. Would you go visit space?
Absolutely, in a heartbeat. Not the Titanic, though.
Yeah. Nick?
No, I have no interest in it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I have interest in space, but not going there.
Okay.
But then again, if I become a billionaire for some odd reason, yeah, maybe I get that bored too.
Let's put it in context, right?
Yeah, let's put it in context. But then again, I have a huge family, so I doubt if I reach some kind of wealth, they will notice and they will make themselves noticed. So I highly doubt I would ever become a billionaire because, yeah.
Yeah. I saw
I would
somebody. I'm sorry?
No, go on.
No, I saw somebody in the Discord posted the liability agreement they signed.
In my Discord?
Yeah.
Oh.
I put it in the private chat.
Yeah. Oh, I found a guy walks into a bar and he has two women speaking in a British accent. He asks, "Are you two ladies from England?" One says to him, "No, it's Wales, you idiot." So the guy says, "Okay, sorry. So are you two Wales from England?"
Like, I like that. Let's see. Both it into one of those things, Dave. Ain't they both it into one of those things? Well, I would hope so. So you don't
only
go floating
17
off into
volts.
space. But I would try it. I'd go up into space.
Safer than seeing the Titanic, apparently.
Apparently. Well, I don't know. Titanic losses 5. How many people have you lost in space? More than that, right?
Yeah.
It's only been like 2 or
But
3.
Titanic has lost a bit more than 5, at least from the original Titanic.
Visiting the Titanic, yes.
Okay, visiting the Titanic. Well, 5 that we know of, but then you never know which other backyard builds that have tried.
Yeah.
True.
Supposedly they did have a tether, for the record. But I'm guessing when it imploded is when the tether disconnected. So they were kind of safe.
Wait, they did have a tether? I didn't think
That's
they had
what I
a tether.
read.
Well, I'm sure we're reading all kinds of wonderful, accurate
Yeah.
news.
Who knows?
How long are you going tonight, Nicholas?
Not much longer. I know that Aussie started his 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Can't
he started
imagine.
he started now at midnight, and that will be interesting.
That's gonna be that's it's gonna be a long time. I've told the Vin, jumped on that, he sent me a link too. At some point. That'll probably be like 2 a.m. my time. I feel like I'm just gonna be jumping on his stream. Just because I'll be delirious at that point.
Well, I've been drinking since 4 p.m. and it's now I don't know.
1. It's 12:30 right now, your time, right?
12:30 here.
Yeah.
Do you ever get used to like the time differences, like figuring it out with other people on the other side of the world?
Well, I had to learn because I'm streaming with Jeff or streaming with David, who are not even different time zone. It's different dates. And for instance, I'm having this because if I put it between 80 and 85% of my audience are American or Canadian.
Yeah.
And so I have to somewhat adapt myself to that. And so
Yeah.
so that's why I have my this casual stream as Friday, but now it's Saturday here.
Yeah, we were so Friday the 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm doing a stream with Chandler and Natalie and Jeff and Solomon. We're talking about Zachariah Anderson, and trying to coordinate everybody.
Yeah.
Like, when are people available? What days are they actually appearing in their world where they live, their universe? It's something I never thought about ever before, except for obviously Sweden, because it's 6 hours different.
Yeah.
But the idea that like Jeff and Excited are all tomorrow right now is amazing to me. Well, you are technically, I guess, tomorrow as well.
Yeah,
if I were in
yeah,
tomorrow.
technically tomorrow. So some people said I had to switch up between alcohol and something other than alcohol. So
I drink water.
I got everybody's putting in not an Aussie American audience member.
So I'm switching it up by drinking Pepsi and whiskey.
There you go.
It's still diluted, isn't it?
There you go. That counts.
Yeah, that counts.
Hi.
Did you call Coca-Cola Pepsi though?
Babu, don't show your ass. Sorry.
There's cat jewelry for covering up the diamond.
Okay, is anyone a fan of the TV show Bob's Burgers?
Um,
I've seen it, but I don't run for it.
There's
I
an
love
episode
Archer, but no.
where the Linda's sister is into painting cats, but she only paints the back of cats, and she paints the loophole. There's a whole episode dedicated to cat loopholes.
Cat loopholes. I love that.
Yeah, I'll figure out what episode it is. I'll share it with you all. But yeah, it's hysterical. The whole episode is dedicated to it.
I'm gonna have to start just calling it loophole.
Well, that's what we have Jodi Arias for.
Yes,
We will see if tomorrow is the day her back door is entered into evidence.
I think it's going to be another. I think it's next week.
Yeah,
Day 6.
it might be.
I know. We're all waiting.
Everybody's waiting for
Everybody's
the
waiting, and then like our viewerships are going to drop once we get past that. No, it's crazy.
Just stream that trial day every day.
Yeah, we're just gonna be like, oh, we missed it. We'll get to it. We'll come back to the pictures. We'll just keep leaving people on.
Oh,
Sal knows the exact timestamp on the video of when Jodi Arias is shown.
Yeah, it was at 3:42 on day 6.
Yeah. He knows exactly when it gets entered. Phrasing into evidence.
Into evidence. Well. Yes, we will, Tweety.
Yep. I mean, how bad have you fucked up in your life if your asshole is evidence in a murder trial?
I've been listening to the book written by the prosecutor. I downloaded it on Audible, and he's talking about when he first discovers the pictures, and he goes to the detective, and the detective flips it open.
He took a cold shower.
He's like, even in the book, he's like, you see Jodi Arias, you see all of Jodi Arias, and that's the way it was phrased in the book. It's amazing. His idea was that he was using it to establish the fact that she was there and they had interrelations that day. That's why he was using it.
Really? Sure.
So he could show via evidence that she was recently entered, or?
Yeah, they didn't use it for that particular picture or reason, but that particular picture does seem to indicate such activity went on. But the fact that then Travis's pictures were there, and then there was a lubricant in the background, and so he was just telling the story. Those pictures apparently were just a part of the story. He needed them all to tell the full story or something. It was just an excuse to get those pictures in.
He just wanted to humiliate her.
Yeah.
And
that's
watching
exactly
the cross of her.
And he's talking all the time too. I'm only in like chapter 8 or 9. He's talking all the time too about how she's unshakable. Every time they turn around, she has an answer for something. It's like she's 3 steps ahead of them. And when they confront her with stuff, she seems unshaken. And he's like, I need this woman to break. He's like, I saw her in the arraignment, and in the arraignment, she was unfazed. I needed her to break. And so maybe that was part of it too.
Part of why it took 13 days to cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't break some, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen all the cross because he pisses me off, but I don't know if he breaks her.
Jenny B wants to go to Sweden and meet you, Nicholas.
Oh. Want to research the town my family is from? Okay, yeah. The thing with Sweden is we have been a bureaucracy for a very long time, and we have church records that you can more or less go back to the 12th or 13th century and more or less trace birth and death.
It's insane to me.
Yeah.
I mean, being American, I mean, best case, we get somebody from the Revolutionary War we can trace back.
Yeah.
But I mean, Europe and England, you got to go thousands of years back, or 1,000.
Yeah.
Nicholas, if you go due east of where you are approximately, and stand on the coast and look towards that little Russian enclave between Lithuania and that's where my people come from.
Okay, that little island. Yeah.
Yep. It's it was German at the time they left, and then it became part of Poland, and then it became part of Russia and Lithuania, and now Russia again. Whatever. Anyways, that part.
Yeah, and one in that archipelago, they also have quite a famous. It started out as an asylum, and then became a hospital for. I believe they traced back to the Black Death. They started to move people to that specific island, and then it has been used continuously for those purposes. They experimented on a vaccine for what was it? Diphtheria? No, not diphtheria.
Polio?
But one of the deadlier ones.
Smallpox?
On that island. So they brought criminals to that island to infect them and then try vaccines. So it has quite a violent history. And then it was more or less, I believe it was in use until the 1980s. But then since then it's just been a ruin.
What year was it they brought prisoners there?
I want to say 40s and 50s and 60s.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's the part David's family is from. That's
whatever. My grandmother survived World War II Germany, so I can't really complain about others.
Your grandparents came over from Sweden. Okay, so that would be the second run just before World War or in between wars. But it must have been. But I don't know how old Jenny is, but at the oldest, I think her parents should be grandparents. 1920s, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's quite the bad history.
There's I might throw it in my Discord. There's a short historical documentary about that part of the world. It's quite interesting.
I saw so. These are those kind of jokes I can do, but I'm not entirely comfortable because I heard it on. Someone was making a joke about that American ancestry show, Who Am I? Or something like that. Where do I come from? Whatever his show is called. And then a comedian a few years back made a joke about it. That he prefers white people and their history, because with non-white it's just and slaves.
Yeah.
So
It's a little awkward.
Yeah.
it's a so and now I made that joke. Yeah. Ta-da! Did I make a racist?
Sorry, Luna.
But Nicholas, you can get away with it, and so can Indigo.
Yeah.
It's just it's just Salvador and myself. They can't.
No, we're white men in America. No, we're screwed. We're walking on eggshells.
Oh, German, Dutch, Norman, Anglo-Saxon, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Cherokee, and a touch of black. Okay.
My adopted cousin is Native American, so I'm part Indian too.
I'm just gonna call you Pocahontas from now on.
I call her Pocahontas.
Baldric from Black Elder. Yeah, he after that series he started making history things. He's run for over 20 years. They have that archaeological digs in the UK. Gide's ancestry is Scottish, Irish, and Native American. That would mean that you're Scandinavian and Native American.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's a thing that not many know, but the Irish red hair, that's a result of mixing with the Dales.
Okay.
Dales had the original red hair.
Really?
Went over, and then all of a sudden we became blonde instead, or medium blonde, but the Irish kept the red hair. So you got something cool from us. You got the present of no soul. Congratulations.
You know why all the Swedish women are good looking, right?
What?
We won the lottery in inbreeding, I guess. Some people get crooked teeth, we got blonde.
Looking women and brought them back.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Well, why would we choose the ugly ones?
No, yeah, exactly. Right? To the victors go the spoils, right?
Yeah. Just from saying hi. Yeah, you know, women like foreigners when they come over and say hi. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm actually not making that up. At least I don't think I'm making it up. I did learn it in school. Well, we didn't as much pick up DNA as spread DNA.
Seems fair.
Consensually, of course.
Yeah, and it's far enough back in time so we can make jokes on that one.
How long ago was that?
The Viking Age?
Yeah.
From around 850 to 1056.
Okay.
So it's just a 200-year in history. That was the so-called Viking Age. Then you had the prehistoric Vikings and the post-historic Vikings. So I believe the last real Vikings, the last written history we have about people practicing that faith, if you exclude Iceland, is around 1400. So it kept going. Then you have the prehistoric Vikings, where these gods developed, and then you have not records, but you have some pottery and stuff like that shows around the 3rd century after. So yeah, so the Viking Age was the expansion part, so to speak, of the Viking.
Yeah. Going to say hi to the world.
Did I watch the Vikings show? Yes, I did. I liked it very much. It has.
Is it accurate?
The people in it are somewhat accurate, but the events they took from about 150 to 200 years of history to yeah. And
okay, Nick, sorry, I gotta jump off real quick. Dinner time.
No worries. You go on in your sailboat. Don't burn it down. And
thanks for having me. If you're still going, I'll be back, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay.
Right.
And when David is going, we have. Hello, Chandler.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey,
Hi.
Dolly. How's it
hey,
going?
good. How are you?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah. We are doing fine. I've been drinking since 4 p.m. and it's
Love
now
it.
close to 1 a.m. So, yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
I said in the beginning that someone complimented on my jacket, and I started saying, yes, drunk me likes to bring sober me presents. But then I remembered it's me who like to give sober me. So,
Because you
we'll
are
see.
drunk, you.
This might be the
Yes.
slightly intoxicated me.
Yes.
But
Tipsy
I'm
you.
mixing it. I'm mixing it
Slightly.
up with Pepsi and whiskey instead of just beer. So
Pepsi and whiskey. I've heard of whiskey and Coke. I've never heard of whiskey and Pepsi before. I've never tried that.
Yeah.
I'm not really a
that's-
Pepsi drinker.
well, they had a sale on Pepsi, so I bought that.
Is it any good?
Yeah,
Pepsi?
it's fizzy. Yeah, it's fizzy. It's a fizzy drink.
Dolly, how are you, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Hi, Banter.
That's the handler to you, Donna.
Oh, that was so funny. When these gangs, let's make it into code. Let's exchange C with B.
They're very clever.
Those bunts aren't clever. I mean, it
Love
leaves
it.
too much possibilities to make fun of them. It's like, yeah, and yeah, so that it's a very interesting, but poor Jeff, it's so boring.
I know. I feel like if I wasn't there to keep him company, he might go mad. So I'm really glad that I'm really glad he has somebody at least.
Now, I didn't see anything from today. What happened today in that, or in Jeff's stream at least?
So
Did
today,
anything?
so today basically was like they had that masked undercover
Ninja.
cop guy.
Okay.
He had who came in with like the balaclava whatever style mask. It was just him testifying more about his expertise, and then there were lots and lots of pages of emails with rules about being in the Bloods and the Crips. I don't remember which group in particular. And then there was one page that was particularly funny that was just like, oh God, what was it? It was like, no snitching, no homo. And it was just like, and Jeff like had to pause because they like flipped through it really quickly. And Jeff like had to go back and he was like, it does not say that, but it totally said that. So that was pretty funny. I can't remember what all the rules were, but I took screenshots at one point. So it's hilarious.
Good. That's nice.
Whiskey and Dr. Pepper is awesome.
Oh, I've never tried that, Gigi. That sounds delicious. Hi, Gigi, by the way.
Yeah.
Dolly, I just have to say your art is
Oh,
amazing.
thank
I
you.
know. I remember you posted a picture of that on Twitter, and I didn't realize how big it was. And I think you said your mother got that made for you. That is
My
the
birthday.
funniest, best piece of art I've ever. Your sons. They're
Yes.
like school portraits, and with the Argyle is the part that kills me.
Yes.
I love that so much, and I want something like that for my own cats because I feel
Yes.
like it would just cement me in the hall of crazy cat lady. It's perfect. I
I'll
love
send
that
you
you
the
put it up
website.
behind you. It is so fantastic.
I'm still trying to decorate, but yeah, had to get.
I mean,
that up
look
there.
at what my situation is. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, is Chandler, like reporting from the inside of, like a garden shed? Basically, yes.
Yeah, I have since it's Friday. I just put that man up.
Oh, I love it. Wait, what does it say at the top? I can't read it.
Sometimes you just need to relax and say, "Fuck it."
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Happy Friday, you guys.
Happy Friday.
I'm so happy you invited me on. Today's like I've never ever been invited on so many streams. It's good. It's weird.
Yeah, I saw that 5 streams.
No, I was on 2.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, who else did you go on today?
Mo in the deep end.
Oh, nice. How was that?
Yep. That was just
I love
for
Mo.
a few minutes. But yeah, she's awesome.
Cool. What was she streaming about today?
The
The Wild
Zerka.
Bill Wisconsin.
trial, self-defense trial in Wisconsin. Man stole, or 18-year-old stole like $17,000 or $25,000 of his lizards.
Of
And-
lizards.
Yeah.
Lizards.
He grew Wild Bill grew lizards and snakes. He bred lizards and snakes, and he is
Venomous ones.
venomous ones.
Okay.
And then you
Nice
have
one.
this. Then you have that then 17 or 18-year-old kid who stole them.
His girlfriend's son.
His girlfriend's son, a meth head,
Okay.
stole them. So he went there to get them back. As a precautionary, he had his shotgun. And then kid runs up. There's a slight struggle. Gun goes off.
Wow, it's got
Well-
meth, it's got reptiles, it's got self-defense,
know.
everything.
It's got
Absolutely everything.
Yeah. But he got convicted for first-degree murder anyway.
Which was
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
I
Th-
mean,
that was a very compromised, not compromised, a very the short end, but
an hour
David?
verdict.
an hour verdict after a week of trial.
Well, then again, they wanted to deliberate after the first witness. They literally asked the judge, sent a note to the judge asking if we can talk about the case. On the first
Yeah.
witness, before they even got to cross.
And so then what did they do? I mean,
The judge said no, but
I mean, I did not know that. I would have gone for mistrial then and there.
Okay,
if they
wait,
want to
that's
deliberate
confusing.
after first witness.
yeah,
That-
they asked to the judge if they could talk about the case.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. That seems particularly bizarre, especially because they haven't even seen the defense's case yet. Like, what is
Yeah.
that? That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
They should be able to deliberate before seeing defense's case. That doesn't
Or
make
the
any
first
sense.
cross by the defense.
Yeah, David, we have uncanny timing. We're like ships in the night.
Speaking
Which
of,
is odd because he is on a boat.
That's true. I didn't realize that he was on an actual boat earlier when we were on stream together. He
No,
looked like he was
I-
on a boat, but I thought he was just maybe in his office, and his office looked rather boaty, or
Or is it
then
green
it's not his typical background. So I didn't really think about it. I don't notice these things.
I don't pay attention to much.
I mean, I pay attention to some stuff, but like not the important stuff. Like I miss really big stuff that's really obvious.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of my eyesight. It's something about that.
You have bad
Yeah,
eyesight?
I
maybe.
do.
No.
You guys both
Maybe-
wear glasses.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
been
my
wearing
eyesight is
glasses.
awful.
I've been wearing glasses since I was 18 months old. I wear contact lenses, but I've been wearing correctional lenses since I was literally a year and a half. And they tried to do that eye patch thing with me, like to strengthen, because I had like one bad eye, and then I would just like bump into walls basically because I couldn't see anything. So yeah, my eyesight is terrible. It's really, really bad. If I don't have corrective lenses on, I can't read anything, and I can barely see like shapes in front of me. It's yeah.
Wait,
I have bad eyesight.
how does an 18-month-old get glasses? Like, how do you do the eyesight test? Or
I don't know. I was nonverbal at the time, and I don't think that my memories are in my brain from that period. So I'm not really sure if I remember what the test was like. I could ask my mother, but I'm not sure. I'm also not an ophthalmologist, so it's a good question though. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean, I didn't talk till I was like 3.
Wow.
Or
I mean,
walk.
I talked super early. I just like couldn't see anything. So.
How'd your parents know? I mean, you just walked into everything?
I'm not really sure. Would
Might-
have to ask my mom.
Yeah. You're going to have to now.
Yeah.
My family, we were very early talkers and readers. My older sister taught her older cousin the alphabet when she was 20 months.
Jeez.
Oh wow.
That's impressive.
And I started reading 2.5.
You're earlier than me.
Yeah.
I started at 3.
Really?
Now I started to, these small books, like you just turn a page and it's a few words. I started reading those then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Speaking of books, you know the woman who killed her husband and then wrote a book
Corey
for her
Richards.
kids? Yeah. I found a YouTube video of somebody reading her book. Because the book is impossible to find online.
That sounds morbid. That sounds really morbid. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
something that Mo would love.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a stream about it.
That's so creepy.
reading the book.
No. And when I was about 9, I have read the Foundation trilogy, and I was looking for other books by Isaac Asimov. So I found,
You read Isaac Asimov when you were 9?
yeah,
Of course you did. Of course you did. I love that about you, Nicholas.
I read everything when I was a kid, everything. So they kept giving me bigger and bigger books to read.
We didn't
Because
have
then
computers then.
No, we didn't have computers or audiobooks or anything. And we had like an hour drive to the library, so they didn't want to go there too often. So they just brought back bigger and bigger books. So then I found an Asimov book called Black Holes and Cosmic Eggs. And apparently that was not fiction. I'm having an echo. I'm hearing an echo.
I'm okay. You're okay, I think.
I hear
Am I
no
okay?
echo. You're
Shut-
good over here.
Yeah. Apparently that was his, because Isaac Asimov was an astrophysicist. So that was his astrophysics book. And I didn't realize that until I thought this is a very strange plot in a book after the first chapter. But that got me into astrophysics when I was a kid. But then life happened and I took another path. But that was really interesting. I devoured everything about astrophysics when I went to in middle school.
That's
So,
really cool. That's I remember being really interested in that stuff, but I never really like understood it.
Yeah.
Not on a technical level. I would watch stuff like like Michio Kaku and like Carl Sagan. When I was a teenager, I was like fascinated by like I would watch a ton of YouTube videos about stuff like that. And now it's all totally like completely foreign to me. I don't understand it anymore.
Well,
It's really interesting,
everything from when I was in middle school has more or less been proven wrong since then. So I don't have any use for it anymore because with everything that has happened in the last 10, 20 years with astrophysics. But it's really interesting. Now I'm just, I watch her, Dr. Becky. She has quite a big YouTube channel. She's an astrophysicist, British one. Really enjoy that because she has her monthly news on YouTube where she talks. Okay, right about now, if you stare there in the sky, you can see there. If you live in the northern hemisphere, there's Venus, there's Mars, there's Jupiter. Those are not stars; those are planets. Really interesting, and then just talks away. It's really nice.
I haven't heard of Dr. Becky. She sounds really cool though.
Yeah.
I'll have to check her out.
Yeah, I highly recommend because she doesn't talk down to people. She just make it understandable, and that's what I like.
That's rare when people can do that, when they can take something like super complex technically and they can make it, understandable by all of the plebeians and peons who wouldn't know it otherwise.
Okay. Gigi started reading the encyclopedias that Daddy bought when I was little. Okay, so you have a vocabulary. That's really, yeah. We need more Okie cat?
Aussie cat.
What's that? Aussie
My
cat.
2 cats. Their breed.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there's dotted cats. Yeah.
Babu's sleeping
spot-
right now.
Spotted cat or...
Have either of them made appearances on streams yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of his cats showed his asshole earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
wow.
audio. Yeah.
That's you got to watch out for that. Put a hand.
Yeah. I tried to censor it.
But I recommend these cat butt jewelry that are for that they sell.
think
I
goes
have a
over that
friend
tail.
who gave me cat butt magnets for a gift, which was not expected. Thank you, Emma.
Bless her.
And I didn't have any other magnets to put so I ended up using them to put on the fridge. And it's hard to explain to the repair person who came over.
We
Yeah,
should all
sorry.
have more cats. We
It
should
was
all
his
have more cats.
loophole, Nick.
Yeah.
I like the World Cat people on this
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah, but then again, am I a cat person? More or less, yes. But out of necessity, because the farm, the rodents, the mice, everything, and this Jinros
Reasonable.
he's a real hunter. He just sometimes he brings me presents,
Oh,
which is really sweet. But
definitely.
Like dead
sometimes,
mice?
yeah,
Very sweet.
yeah, half eaten and stuff like that. That's
So he
really
saves
interesting.
some for you.
Yeah,
Gosh.
really, really nice. And sometimes if I don't wake up, he has them puts them under my bed, and I don't notice for a day or two, and then I notice. Um, that's not me, is it? I mean,
I think you just kind of have to do like a morning check, like just like regularly. Like, is there anything dead and half eaten under my bed?
yeah,
Yes?
yeah,
No? Moving
yeah,
along with my day.
yeah. But I can't just take a broom and under my bed because I have spider traps there as well.
Spider traps?
Yeah, down here in my part of the country, we do have. They are not dangerous, but they are quite big. Like the body is like the tip of my thumb and
Charming.
hairy. Yeah, so very charming. And so I try to have those out of my house. I don't mind the smaller spiders because they catch everything,
Yeah,
but those big ones are just I
freaky.
don't want freaky. Yeah.
What is a spider trap, though? I've never seen that. Is it like a glue trap for mice?
Yeah, it's a glue trap. So you more or less you have a sheet of glue paper, and then you can fold it into a triangle,
Okay.
and then it's yellow in color for some odd reason, and then you just put it where you. So, for instance, I had to change bed a few years ago because they kind of nested. And so, yeah, I changed everything in the bedroom
Okay.
by then because that wasn't fun. Uh, just, damn, there's a bit more spiders than usual. Uh, oh,
Okay.
yeah, I'm getting a new bed.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
God, that's
yeah.
terrible. Yikes.
Do we have wolf spiders? No, I don't think so.
Those are big. They're big and scary looking.
Yeah, I believe ours are called more swamp spiders. Um we call them that at least,
Swamp
but
spiders.
yeah, kärrspindel in Swedish. If they they like moist crevices.
Phrasing.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I translated it in my head and do I really want to say this? And yeah,
Cairo, can you purr into the mic?
Aw.
oh,
Hello, kitty.
That's Cairo. Hi, buddy.
Cairo?
He decided to come buddy up next
Make-
to me. Hello.
make a special appearance.
Hello,
Yeah,
pal. Yeah, he just likes to sit next to me while I stream. He doesn't usually show himself, but every
Yeah,
once in a while
Junior's like that.
he likes to show up. Hi.
You'll see a tail randomly on my screen.
Wim says I release daring jumping spiders in my house and call them Kitty. Wife has to find them to find out. Cross orb weavers. What are those?
That sounds familiar.
Those spiders are called nopes. Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah. No, luckily we don't have the most.
European garden spider.
Is it called
A
that?
cross orb weaver, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, that might be it. I don't know. I don't talk to them. They don't introduce themselves. I don't really care what they call themselves. So yeah, it might be
Oh,
what they
you
call
don't
They
know how
don't
themselves.
they
introduce
identify.
themselves, you say.
I'm a
Yeah.
birthing spider.
Okay, Sweden has cross orb weaver. I have to. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, those we have, but those are very very small. But that's the most venomous or the dangerous spider we have in Sweden, but they are less dangerous than a bee, unless
Yeah.
you're allergic. So that's the same with snakes in Sweden. They don't really get dangerous here. It's
Yeah.
too cold, and I don't
We
even.
have. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't even know why we have snakes and spiders here, but apparently some of them are here.
Yeah, we have
kind of
black
everywhere.
widows. We have black widows in like southwest of the U.S.
You have scary stuff in Arizona. Like you
Oh,
have
yeah.
like you have because I mean it's like well it's I mean it's the okay LA's a desert but like it's way more
Yeah,
desert like
or
I saw
crowded.
something recently about like everything melting in Arizona and you know like cactuses you know like drooping and I don't know just it's just extremely hot where you are right
That's actually been really cold or
Oh, really?
cool for this time of year. Like
Okay.
the most cool it's been in 30 years.
Hmm.
But it's going to be really hot next week. So it's going
Well,
to be
you-
115.
you're going into summer so I
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
it's gonna get bad at some point
Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday was really warm here. And that was a bit surprising because Denmark wasn't as warm. And that I can more or less see Denmark from here on a clear day. But just
you can
about,
see Denmark from your house
Yeah, I can see.
you're doing your best Sarah Palin impression
I was just going to say that.
great minds think alike
Oh, God.
Okay. That
Yeah, that went
Oh,
right
yeah.
over your head.
Yeah.
Sarah Palin was the running mate of
John McCain.
John McCain in like
like
2008?
Alaska.
I can
chick,
she lived in Alaska and she said I can see Russia from my house or you know Tina Fey did a great impression of her on SNL and you know that's pretty well known if you don't know Sarah Palin so
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think she ever said it, Farrell, but or if she did, it was a joke. But
Yeah.
I mean, she said
It's-
something kind of like that, you know, but
Probably.
it was the line was really you know a Tina Fey line,
Yeah.
and so people attributed it
Okay.
to Sarah Palin,
Okay.
okay.
which I appreciate the fact checking that Feral Housewife does.
Yeah. Thank you. Farrell.
But I like to think that she would have said it because she said some very dumb things. So
She might have said it just not on camera.
Yeah.
perhaps.
I mean, I don't like to. Yeah, I just.
But Sarah Palin wasn't that she was so goody two shoes, and then her kid
Daughter.
knocked some broad up.
Yeah.
Daughter, yeah, at
Her kid got
15 or
knocked up.
16.
No, her kid
Yeah.
got knocked up and then went to ASU. And I
Yeah,
wanted
her-
to try to meet her.
Her daughter
Oh.
Bristol Palin, I think
think
got
so.
pregnant when she was between 15 and
Eight.
17, something like that.
17, I
I
think.
think she was 17, pretty sure.
Yeah. Young.
Yeah. But then you have that blonde politician now who is a grandmother at 36.
Marjorie.
Yeah, that one.
She's the AOC of the right, basically.
Yeah. Well,
I don't-
I think Bobo is. I think Lauren Boebert definitely. One of them called the other one a little bitch on the House floor the other day.
Oh, they hate each other.
Yeah.
Because one of them, I think Marjorie, wants to be taken seriously and really, really hates that she's associated with Lauren Boebert.
Mm.
And so they hate each other. And quite frankly, I find it funny that either of them want to be taken seriously.
I did
And
not know
I'm-
that either one of them wanted to be taken seriously. Their actions would prove to the contrary.
Yeah.
Of that.
I haven't seen much of her, but the little I've seen, I have a hard time deciding. Either she's incredibly smart and does play stupid really, really well, or she really is that stupid. It's one or the other.
She's just dumb. I mean, honestly, there isn't there that Einstein quote that says there are two things that are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not so sure about the former.
Yeah. Another quote that he never said, but it's really funny.
Oh, I'm sure I'm sure that I'm misquoting things. God damn it! Who did say
No,
that?
it's an exact quote, but I don't think it was actually Einstein who said it.
Who did
it-
say it? I'm curious.
It's been everybody says it's Einstein, but if people have fact checked it and say that no, they can't find any record of him actually saying it. But it sounds like something either he would say, Carl Sagan would say, some of these really, really smart people would say. That was around at the same time. And I remember a story, I don't know if this is true, but on a ship from Europe to US, Einstein was on board and a few other very, very clever people. And Einstein talked to this gentleman, who I don't remember his name. And that gentleman said, at the end of the trip, I am 100% sure that Einstein knows what he's talking about, but I don't get it. He was just too clever for everybody on that boat. While we are debunking and stuff, Mr. Einstein was actually very good in school. It's just that the grades he got in school, you have to switch them because in Germany and Austria at that time, the high grade was what you consider a low grade.
F.
Yeah, that was the
Really?
high grade.
Interesting.
Or
Really?
the 1 to 5 system or A to F system or whatever it was. He actually got good grades in school.
That's weird.
Yeah. So
I mean, I had heard he got good grades, and that wasn't true. That system is weird.
yeah.
No offense.
Well, I
don't
always
get-
like being debunked. If I am talking about something and I purport to know that thing and purport that that thing is true, I don't want to keep saying it if it's false.
Yeah.
So thank you for making me aware.
Yeah, please call me out if I ever say anything dumb.
Why am I not out drinking? Because I'm here drinking, dancing around maypoles. Because the maypoles are in May. We are in June. It's midsummer. Giving girls flowers because I have a girlfriend. I don't need to give girls flowers, so that's why.
Oh, you could be giving your girlfriend flowers, but
Yeah.
Well, I do that all the time, anyways. But
Aw. You're a softie.
yeah. But
that's very sweet.
she what can I say? I said it a few weeks ago. When I'm having a real down day, she just walks in and does this, and everything just just
She's a keeper, Nick.
yeah.
100%. That's
Let me know. I
impressive.
can do that for you.
Thank you for the offer, but I'm taken.
Yeah. I'm a giver. What can I say?
Put him away.
Aw.
But I do have a midsummer. This is what it looks like, but it's stuck in the ground around midsummer. And as you see, it has some phallic appearances. It's more or less a big penis you put in the ground to fertilize the soil.
Mark Jensen needs one.
And now
You
there
and the
are
Mark
people.
Jensen trial.
There are people out there who claim, no, it's not the actual meaning, and I don't care. It's too funny.
I like your interpretation of it.
Yeah, and that's also one of the reasons around midsummer, 9 months from now, a lot of kids will be born with fathers unknown.
Not
It's
gonna
like-
say it.
End of the industrial vacation, which is during summer, so around August, and then 9 months on. That's when the next batch of kids are born. It's like in Ireland with St. Paddy's Day. There are a lot of kids born late December and January.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And according to statistics, now I'm just pulling this from memory, I believe it's somewhere between 12 and 15% of Swedish children don't have the dad they think they have. So that's interesting.
I mean, That's probably true that there's like a significant percentage everywhere like that. It's
And I believe
particularly in certain cities in the U.S., but I'll leave it at that.
well, in some places in US, it's still within the family. So
Fair. I really can't talk shit. After the lizard trial, I really can't be, bragging about being white.
wait, so lizards or snakes? I thought they were snakes.
Both reptiles.
Lizards, reptiles. I'm just trying to think of like what goes through. Okay, like you do a lot of meth, and then you decide I'm gonna steal all of these lizards and snakes. Like it's just, what are you gonna do with them? I mean,
And then he put them in his room, and his mom found them. And you give this nice man his snakes right back here, right now.
now what are we looking at, Nick, and why?
That's David and his poles.
Oh, well, the I never see any of your legs. I only know what you look like from here up. So, I mean, he's gotten some nice gams. I am surprised. I had no idea.
I was going to say gams.
Very impressive. Love it.
That's such an old-fashioned term.
Yeah. And
That's pretty good.
I don't know if David approves of me sharing these photos, and I'm too drunk to care.
I mean, if you share them with you privately, it might be breaking a confidence, but
He was trying to send him nudes.
I think I need some whiskey, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're going to miss my cat's asshole. Jeez, Remy. God. You finally get to see my cat's asshole and you go off stream.
Yeah. Now, I'm quite happy with my cat. Now, he's between 7 and 9 years old now. It's unclear because we don't know how long him and his brother were left at that abandoned barn where they were found originally. And then a friend of mine took care of them. Then I took them in and brought them to this farm. And then the brother, who is called Buster, moved over to my aunt's house across the field. Yeah. So, yeah. And if my cat is big, Buster is a chunky dude.
Really?
Yeah, he's really big. And he got some scratch on his ear, so he got a wrestler's ear as well. So he really looks like, don't mess with me. Now,
Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, my last cat, Winston, he was a feral cat, and I got him when he was older. But like his ears, he got into so many fights. He had like holes in his ear, and was like his ears were all chewed up, and he did not take crap from any other cat.
Yeah. Well, that's my cat because he chases off everything because I have wild catnip growing on my farm.
Really?
Yeah, and there are the neighboring cats really want to get here, but Jingles he doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
That's his catnip, and the catnip is growing at my driveway, at the side of my driveway. So I really have to look out for my cat when I turn in just to see. Okay, especially in summertime, because he just lays there and he's so out of it.
I wish my cats don't really respond to it.
Yeah, I heard some doesn't. But after this, after Jim, now I don't know how many years he has in him. He's been actively trying to end himself on occasions. Sorry. Yeah, he trapped himself in a container for 2 weeks without food or water. Somehow, because there are containers that are rent out to people who just need storage. And somehow, when somebody was getting stuff in, he snuck in. Then they closed and locked it.
Sure.
And went away for 2 weeks. And it's not unusual for any of for him to be gone for a week or two. So I didn't pay notice. I just left food out and water out just for him to have. But after few days there was still food. So I'm starting, okay, now this is getting weird. But it's a farm. Stuff happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to accept it. But then the people renting the container came back and would put more stuff in. And then they called and said, your cat was in our container. Oh, really? He was? Yeah. So somehow, 2 weeks without food or water, he was really skinny when he got out of there. But a month later, he was back to his normal 12 pounds, 14 pounds. So yeah,
Wow.
self. So yeah, and he either fell from the roof or he got hit by a car
Ooh.
a few years back, because we found him under the brushes where he just went there. But took him to the vet and they said, well, everything seems to be in place, all the bones and everything, but he was scratched up quite severely. So just clean it and let him heal himself. And he did. So at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 lives he expended. So I don't know how many more years I have with him, but he is fine. And he jumps around and he climbs ladders, he climbs trees. He's the big reason why I don't hear birds in the morning here on the farm. I mean, that's just it. But I don't think I will get another cat once he's gone, because he's the perfect cat for this farm. And if he has 6 or 7 more years in him, by that time I should be able to retire, or at least go down to fewer working hours. And by that time I can rent out every part of this farm, and I can build a smaller house to just live in and get everything done. And then I will have a dog.
I think you're the only lawyer I know who lives on a farm, because I think that being a lawyer and farming are two very, very demanding occupations, and doing both is challenging. I couldn't imagine.
I rent out all the land to neighboring farms. So I have the barn and I have the house. So it's not that I'm farming. I own a farm. So
Okay, that's
So
reasonable.
they plant on your land and
yeah.
okay.
So they pay a, let's see, it's around 45 acres, American acres, because acres are different here than in USA for some odd reason. Yeah, of course. So they're between 6 and 8 grand a year. That is just paid for me for them to use my land.
Okay.
And that pays a few of the bills, and then I rent out stuff in the barn, gets another. Then I have my work, and yeah, so I'm getting around. And as soon as downstairs is done, I can rent that out. And in 6 or 7 years, if everything goes as planned, I don't even calculate in what YouTube is bringing in, because right as of now, YouTube pays for the internet for YouTube and the StreamYard and the thing that makes it go round. So that's about it. So I don't
Pays for
count.
itself, and that's all.
Yeah, so it's me having fun, because
Yeah.
I really, really enjoy doing this. Just watching trials, explaining law, explaining what's going on, educating myself on American law.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoy it. And
It's fun, and you're funny,
Yeah.
so you're good at it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And should I all of a sudden go to like a Jeff level, or I don't know. I don't. If I can dream for a bit
Please.
and say I reach DUI guy level. I mean, or Nate with over 300,000 subscribers. Then all of a sudden, yeah, now I can actually make some money out of it. But I'm doing this because I'm having fun. I'm not a poor man. I don't need to make money out of this. I'm having too much fun. Would I mind making money out of this? Absolutely not. I'm not a moron. I mean, But
there is good YouTube money in,
Yeah.
you know, trial watching, and you
Yeah.
are Nicholas Starow's trial watch. So
yay!
just saying.
Yeah. I was really nervous to start, but yeah, I'm starting to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, my first videos I put out late December, early January. Not the best quality. I still had this. I have to translate from Swedish to English in my head. But the
Yeah.
more I do this, the more I start thinking in English. Now I still have the accent. If I accidentally go to Britain for a month, I get a British accent. But I kind of enjoy, because I listen back to myself on occasions, and yeah, I'm good with that, and people seem to understand me. And
Yeah.
my misspeaks are funny, I believe. I'm
Definitely.
calling my chat a chat, and that's also quite funny, I believe. I mean,
We do like that. Yeah, I think people enjoy it. I enjoy it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
I love your accent.
you can't unfuck a clusterfuck, and
I still need that mug, Nick. I'm waiting to buy it. The money's in the bank. I gotta get one, so I can
Yeah.
drink out of it all the time.
yeah. I saw that Aussie Overlord had another, because I'm trying with this spread shop, but they claim my address don't exist, which is really weird. So I have sent them like my tax return. It's my address. No, we can't find it. Okay, fork off, you forkers. I will find someone else. But there's so many web shops. And
I haven't looked. I don't know. I haven't tried to make merch or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple of ideas.
Yeah,
But
and I barely know YouTube. I know.
yeah.
So yeah, I will try. We are closing in on 2 hours, guys, and I know that Aussie is doing his 24 hours. So I thought I would send people off there. I don't
Okay.
know if you are invited or if you're just going to have fun at his expense.
I'll be
at
heading
le-
over. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so yeah. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you, Chandler. Thank you, Sal. Thank
Yep.
you to David, who abandoned us. And thank you to my chat for showing up. Much appreciated.
Yes.
Thank you,
Awesome
Chat.
seeing you all.
Thank you, chat.
Thanks.
And yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to send people off by ending the broadcast. So go subscribe to these people and have a nice continuous Friday.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye.